Yo, what up guys? So about a week ago I came up with a pretty dumb idea and I kept putting it off because realistically the risk to reward ratio on this one isn't very good. And I mean there isn't a lot of practical value to doing this, but I was at the gym one day and I did one double backflip and that felt pretty good. So I just thought, hey, I'm just gonna try it real quick before I have time to stop and actually think about what I'm doing. Because then I might actually stop myself. Because when I begin the challenge, I'll suddenly be busy with not dying, so can't really think about that anymore. Yeah, I've probably been doing way too many double backflips recently, so I had to find something to make it more challenging. And you know, I think I've said this before, but the only way to make double flips more challenging is to make them more dangerous, so there's really not much to do about that. It's just the kind of world that we live in. But overall, it was pretty fun to try this, and my spinal column stayed intact for another day. Anyway, there was a big pre-Christmas session just now, and I mean that literally. The name of this event was Big Session, and the advertising Instagram post had 3 likes, so it would have been pretty anticlimactic if just no one would have showed up, but thankfully it worked out and actually like 30 people showed up out of nowhere. And of course I'm doing double backflips again. I mean, I really feel like I should be practicing more swing throughs or kicks or something right now, but I feel like I cannot escape the double backflips recently. Somewhere in the middle of this session, my body just started giving up in the most unorthodox way. I mean, I lost 2 of my 5 senses. First was the hearing damage, because when I got off the air track to do some tricks on the dead floor, I was standing next to the speaker that was playing music for the whole gym. And I mean, I didn't really understand that anything was happening up until the very moment that I realized, well, my ears are gone now. And after that point, there was no safe point for me in the gym anymore. It was much quieter on the other side, but I could just feel my ears slowly dying with every second. Even when I got back home to edit the clips, I set my Windows audio to like 4 out of 100 with headphones, and my ears just still couldn't handle that fully. But you know, thankfully my ears were the only thing with a temporary disadvantage, but that was only true until my right eye randomly started blurring up. I just got like minus 25% vision. At some point I opened Instagram on my phone and I just realized I was seeing double. So I just basically tried to doze off for like 15 to 30 minutes just so I could be able to actually do something again. And thankfully there was a very conveniently placed chair next to the air track, so I could just sit down there and watch what everybody else was doing. And it worked. My vision slowly started returning. Not my hearing though, but that's not as important, thankfully. And honestly, the plastic chair was just legendary. The session would not have been the same without it, man. Also, somewhere in here I was saying triple backflips and the sets look pretty good, but the thing is that I was drifting to the left for some reason, and the soft pad, did not extend very far to the left. There was a hard edge there, so I was just thinking, okay, the height is pretty good, but the flip speed wasn't really there, and it just felt a bit too luck based, so I was just gonna leave it for the next, whenever I'm gonna go to this gym again. At that time, I'm probably gonna try it. Because the triple backflip seems pretty doable, I've only really done it to a foam pit from round off with like a big drop. So it would be cool to get it to a sort of semi-level mat. Yeah, basically I was not trying to find myself landing a triple backflip knees first onto a hard surface. That was not what on my agenda that day. I just had my last training session in the gym before Christmas, which is not in this video. Probably gonna just post that to Instagram. But anyway, I tricked in socks for the first time in a long time, and just one session was enough to take out one of my socks. There's a big old hole on the heel of one of the socks now, so those are just dead. And they were rather new socks too. They were like half a year old. Barely had worn them. So damn, basically what I've realized is that if you're gonna trick in socks, actually you probably shouldn't listen to me, I never do this, but at least the thin socks are just not durable at all for anything like that. You gotta have some thicker cotton socks. Yeah, the thicker ones actually survive. All thin socks I've ever trained on trampoline or spring floor with are just gonna be annihilated. There is no way they're gonna survive anything. I know some people prefer the way tricks look when people are wearing socks, but I care about my socks too much. I don't want to cause damage to them. It already kind of hurts that I broke these socks, man. I actually was just starting to like them. They were the only colorful pair of socks I had. And well, it's Christmas, so you know, it's definitely the right time to wear them, but they're gone now. They're gone forever, so what can I do? I gotta buy some new socks and not trick with them. So yeah, that was the slightly regretful decision of today. but I think it'll be fine. Because, you know, as far as regretful decisions go, that's pretty light. We're chilling out here, basically. I've actually been really interested in learning wall tricks recently. I think in the last video, I learned the wall gainer. The clips in there are basically me getting my first wall gainer. It's a super slanted wall, which is easier to begin with, but it really helps to get started. So I'm going to try to move that up to a less slanted wall, and then maybe do it outside at some point. I'm not really sure about that yet. Would love to be honest. And yeah, in this video, I learned wall side flip. Inward wall side flip, which apparently I have never done. Actually surprises me, but really I was just paranoid about hitting the wall, and I actually hit the wall, so I realized that the fear of hitting the wall was not real, because when I actually hit the wall, nothing happened. So yeah, that was a waste of time. I could have learned this move much earlier, but well, I can do it now, so that's pretty cool. Want to move this one outside as well. I feel like the ultimate challenge with wall flips is doing them off a tree, because trees have kind of garbage grip, and especially if you find a good thin tree, requires quite a lot of precision. So yeah, if I can inward side flip off a thin tree outside, then I'm probably going to be pretty happy. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm going to try to just upgrade that move slightly over some time, especially because I'm training with people mainly who are free runners. So it'll be inevitable that someone's gonna build a wall setup again. So I'm just gonna try to take advantage of that, because, well, then I don't have to build it. It's basically free manual labor. Building the super slanted wall setup takes 4 different blocks plus the slanted wall piece, and then you gotta drag the mat over there. That sounds like a lot of work. You know, being a free runner is hard work. You gotta actually find spots and move stuff around. The crazy thing about where I live is that there are no good gate flip spots in like a 5-kilometer radius. It's actually insane. One time I just went out with the single purpose of trying to find a good gate flip spot. Just basically backflip off your hands from a hip height object, basically, if you don't know what that is. But anyway, I spent like 2 hours looking, and I couldn't find anything. I found one spot. It was a garbage can, but it was a new one, so it was very clean. And I managed to do 3 gate flips off of it. 3 gate flips, and then it came out of the ground. The ground was bricks, not non-connected bricks, so it just... I think a brick cracked, actually. So yeah, it was not in there securely enough to be able to support a gate flip, and that's actually just sad. I don't know where to do a gate flip. If I wanted to go outside and do a gate full, which is actually a move I've been working up to as well, I don't know where to do it right now. I need to, for real, just find spots. When I'm moving around, I definitely trying to register spots all the time. I feel like every single time I find a good gate flip spot, there's always something in the way. It's like the perfect ledge, but wait, where you're supposed to swing your legs, there's like a trash can in the way, so you know you can't do it. It's like, come on, I just want one good gate flip spot. I actually gotta find it. If I find it, I'll probably try to do gate full over there. I'll probably put it in a video. I don't know if I can make it that far. Who knows? But yeah, finding spots is an actual challenge. But I feel like it shouldn't be this big of a challenge. It should be much more relaxing. One pretty beneficial thing about the gym is that it's open very consistently during the holidays. But I feel like I'm not really going to be going to the gym. I'm probably going to be training outside for the most part, but it would be really nice to actually get some snow, which is apparently a real problem for the past 2 years in Estonia. Last year I probably tracked the amounts of snow way too much to calculate when would be the optimal time to do full impact out on snow. So I have a pretty good understanding of how much snow there was last year, and there was not a lot of snow. It's really not good because there's not much daylight, and snow is actually, you know, due to its color, it's really good as a light reflector. So at least if it's dark outside because there is no sunlight, then at least the snow will provide some kind of light from the street lights because it will reflect it all back. But if there's no snow, it's just darkness exclusively. So I would love to avoid that, but I feel like the weather's not gonna be what I'm what I'm hoping for, really. Just hoping for the most box standard Christmas miracle. Just want to see some snow, man. Come on. Alright, update. It's Christmas Eve day. I woke up and it was snowing. Let's go. Now that the holiday season is here, I'm definitely going to be watching a lot of movies. that's basically my main activity during the the Christmas season, because, well, I don't really have anything else to do. I don't really know what I'm gonna watch yet, though. I'm gonna have to gather some ideas somehow. One thing that was really surprising to me, and it might be obvious to many of you, but when I realized that movie isn't just a random word, it comes from moving picture, or motion picture shortened. I don't really know how I didn't understand that much earlier, but I only understood that like a couple years ago. Somehow actually changed how I understand the word now. Films were shot onto thin flexible strips of plastic, aka film, but I feel like that one is much more self-explanatory. Okay, they're probably both self-explanatory, but the first one really wasn't for me. Probably it's because English isn't my native language, so that barrier probably blocked something. Anyway, if you made it this far, then thanks for watching and Merry Christmas. I personally am going to get some chocolate and some milk, and I'm going to be cooking up some hot chocolate, so that should be pretty good, man.